That don't make me know I sounded enough. Rise with song, rise with the song.
Welcome to Jam Toast with me, Vidya Prakash, on TheBigScope. And I'm here with Tarq Bowen. We just had a fantastic show here at Mood Indigo, IIT Bombay. Hi Tarq, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a freaking pleasure.
Tell me how everything began. How did the journey of Tarq Bowen begin?
It began when I was 7 years old. I was super bored, and my sister brought back one of those old prescription papers from a doctor, where you would write all the prescriptions, but you had to tear it off to get your paper. But I never used to tear it off, right? So I would just write loads of short stories and just keep it going like a scroll. Later the music came, and then I just put all of those words to music. So it was kind of like a journey of escaping.
Wow. I think that's what it is. That's what music is. Did the tunes come naturally? Did the melodies come naturally?
The melodies always seem to come first. You know, they're like two separate things, and then it definitely comes naturally because the rhythm's in the air. You know, you hear all these different sounds, and for me, that's the one first inspiration, and then the rest are like the kind of.
Music evolved over the years. So I've noticed that you have a lot of folk influences in your songs.
I do, yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's just refreshingly new. So where do these influences come from?
They came from listening to a lot of old classics like Woody Guthrie, Pete Seeger, Bob Dylan, and then it kind of later progressed to the more melodic stuff, you know, because these guys always seem to like take their heroes and almost imitate them a little bit, and then it would kind of dilute the source of where that music came from, and I wanted to find a new source, you know, that I didn't have to dilute, that I could just go head first into and explore. And I mean, folk was the first thing, because it's always words then music, you know, and that was always the focus, words, the meaning, and then the melody. But as I get older, I'm more interested in developing the melody and the music, and yeah, that's where the journey keeps going.
So I read that you love Fateh Ali Khan.
Yes, I
wow.
do. I do indeed.
And any other Indian artists that you've been listening to?
Well, like, because he's obviously based around Qawwali, I wanted to take more of that kind of aggressive singing and put that into the heavier stuff, but then this really kind of fluid singing and this kind of classical rag music came from a girl called Malini Rajakur. She's like a really old classical Indian singer, and it was really beautiful for me to try and get into the falsetto and stay up there and learn to use my voice as an instrument instead of just a vehicle to express, you know. So it was, yeah, I mean, those are the two, you know.
It's 2019, and what are your plans for the year?
That's a good question. We're going to get an album out. We're currently recording our debut album, so we'll have that on Spotify next year. And we're just hoping to have more of a presence in places like India, because this is our first time here, right? So for us, it's a completely different place. It's a different culture, and for us to soak it up, and for all of you guys to be so welcoming to us, you know, there's nothing like it. Sharing new music with new people and getting involved in the culture. Because for me, I only see it from the outside. To actually be here is another story.
It's actually completely our pleasure. Because your music was so powerful and so vibrant. It was such a lovely change.
That's what it's all
Refreshing,
about, right?
like I said.
Hopefully we'll
Thank
be
you
back
for that.
next year. You know.
Wow.
I've got some tricks up my sleeve to invite some people back next year that we can collaborate with.
Wow, tell me more about that.
Well, at the beginning of last year, I got a phone call from a production company that wanted me to feature with a producer called Tony Visconti, and he got well known for producing the David Bowie records back in the 60s, and he was putting together a TV show where Nitin Sawhney was a featured artist. And I have a dream, Nitin, if you watch this later, to try and get a collaboration going when we can actually have an orchestra and feature musicians like Amit Mishra, who played with us today, to come along and collaborate and have an even bigger sound than that today.
But before we go, I want to know a little more about your album that's coming.
Well, but basically...
He's not telling us much, is he?
Well, I went out to LA at the beginning of this year to work with a guy that I've been wanting to work with for about 8 years. He's one of my heroes, and he produced all of the Joni Mitchell albums that I loved in the 80s, where folk artists in the 80s didn't have a chance to be good because of the synth. So he basically took Joni Mitchell's music and put it in a completely new, refreshing way. And I wanted to work with this guy because of his attention to detail. But long story short, I can now announce it will be out this year, well, 2019, and it will be produced in Germany. So we're looking forward to it, and I can't wait to show you guys more.
That's absolutely lovely. We're looking forward to it. And we can follow you on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, you can follow us on all of the social medias, bar Snapchat. I've just seen here that there's so much Snapchat iconography. I need to get Snapchat. Is everyone on Snapchat?
I'm not.
You're not on Snapchat? High five, you're not on Snapchat. Let's start a revolution here.
I don't even get it. I just don't get it, to be honest. I'm just like, what is
videos.
what's going on here? So
I didn't say that.
It is fun.
We love you, sponsorship.
Tell me how you take care of your voice.
Well, that's a very good question, because at the moment I'm not. I essentially have been caning it to keep the level up. I'm actually going to do some things when I get home to have it sorted. So I've got I don't know the term in Hindi, but
You can say
vocal nodules.
Nodules. Oh.
Yeah. So I need to get that sorted. So I've been singing for about 10 years, and it just started to go now. You can probably hear it a little bit. So I'm going to go back and get this sorted. And then for summer, we're going to be on the road again and releasing the album.
From what we heard, we couldn't tell. You sounded
that was 70%.
You get to hear the rest of it in the album, right?
That is true. You'll be hearing that next year.
Thank you so much for being on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Tarq Bowen and band. Catch them soon on Jam Toast. With me, Vidya Prakash. Thank you so much.